When I design a garden, as I'm doing now, the first thing I think about is how pretty it's going to be. But the very next thing I think of is how hard am I going to have to work to keep it that way? I don't like to work and do chores in my yard any more than you do. And planning for low maintenance starts at the very beginning with the shape of the bed. Scalloped curves, hard to mow around. Make nice, smooth curves. And laying out a garden hose, as I've done here, helps define the bed and find those smooth curves. The second aspect of a low maintenance bed is the edging. Recessing the edging so it's flush with the soil surface of the lawn will keep us from ever having to string trim around this bed. Now I'm using a natural stone as an edging, and I'm putting it in so that it's flush with the lawn. When I put my mower wheel on here, I'll never have to string trim along the edge, ever. As we put the second stone in, to stay with our curve, the stones may or may not match up. In this case, they certainly don't. So what we do is we put a level that's even with this stone, and we score a line over here, and that's where we'll cut this stone. Cutting sandstone with a hammer and chisel is not all that difficult, but there are a few things to remember. You'll see that I've got this laying on a 2x12 with an old rug to pad it. We've got to support the stone evenly. Eyewear, protective eyewear every time, and a hammer and your chisel. Sharpen your chisel. Lay it on the score and tap it. Not real hard. Let the weight of the hammer do the work. You're not trying to drive the chisel through the stone. You're just hitting that score and creating a fault line on which the stone will break. If we've made the cut right, it ought to fit like a glove. Not bad. This extra gap between the grass and the stone, we can fill in with some loose soil. The lawn will fill it in just a couple of months' time. The next step, skin out the stone, or skin out the sod for the next stone. We have to do this one stone at a time because each stone will need to be cut in order to approximate these curves. There's the one we've been looking for all morning, the last stone. We made it flush with the top of the sidewalk so our mower goes over the walk as well as over the lawn. Next, we can take our hammer and hammer a little of this soil underneath the stone. That firms it up and helps to support the stone. And another little handful of loose soil will help to fill any cracks between the lawn and the stone. And we've got a nice little low maintenance bed outlined. And by the way, here's another good tip for low maintenance. Here's a bed we finished up previously. And after we got the soil prepared and looking good and ready to plant, we installed a polypropylene weed barrier. This is tightly woven fabric that allows air and water both in and out of the soil. But it's woven so tightly that it keeps weeds from coming up through it. And that reduces your landscape maintenance. We've designed a nice shapely bed with edging recessed so we can mow right over the top of it. And the best part is I can put 50 plants in there and only have one thing to mow around. That's low maintenance.